Hello and good morning friends, welcome to the CEC-UGC live lecture. Dear friends, as you know that from time to time we conduct various sessions, various lectures for you, and sometimes we conduct these sessions only for you so that you as an individual grow, your personality would make impact on the society in which you are living. This personality helps you in bringing your inner outside, as well as this personality helps you in getting a good opportunity, a good job, making friends, making better relationship with the people. Dear friends, we always say communication is an important ingredient of life. An art of communication is an art of living, I would say. So you might have perceived what we are going to talk today. Dear friends, we are going to talk on communication, how communication proves to be an important skill in day-to-day life, as well as in day-to-day life also, as well as in the professional life. So for this discussion on communication, that is the skill of communication, we have with us in our studio Mrs. Nirmal Bhatnagar. Mrs. Nirmal Bhatnagar is a soft skill trainer. She is a consultant to various institutions. She visits various universities and college where she interacts with students. Her main objective is to make better use, that is to make the best individual out of you. So dear friends, without wasting any time, I would like to welcome our guest Mrs. Nirmal Bhatnagar, under whose guidance we are going to enhance our skills with the help of communication, that how communication plays an important part in everybody's life. So I would like to welcome our guest Mrs. Nirmal Bhatnagar.
Thank
Hello,
you.
welcome to the EduSet lecture.
Thank you so much. Well, the subject chosen today, I think, is one of the very, very important subject, not only to students, but to all human beings, all age groups. I feel that communication is something which is, if developed properly, and if you develop the skill of communication, an art of communication, you can be a better individual, you can be a better presenter, you can be most acceptable not only in society, in your own houses, with your own friends, with your colleagues, everywhere. So the first part to learn personality or to enhance your personality or to improve yourself is to ensure that your communication is mastered. You all have very good communication skill. Now, for many of us, communication is just talking. Now, let me explain to you what is communication and how many types of communications have been given to us. Now, the first thing about communication is when we express ourselves to others. When we want to say something to someone, or when we want to make an impression on someone. So that means the communication is all the time in our life, whether we are with our one person, with group of person, with variety of people, whether we are going out, we are interacting in a bus, we are interacting in a railway, or interacting while traveling anywhere in life, the communication is with us. To start with, let me tell you that we all are born communicators. Every human being is born with communications. I mean, God has given us the power to communicate, but to mold that power into right direction is called the art of communication. Now, how do we develop this? To start with, I'll say that we can divide communication into several areas. We call it, first we call it intrapersonal communication. Now, in this communication, you must have seen that we are talking to ourselves all the time. You may make a fool out of me, say, how can I go on talking to myself? Just close your eyes, think for once that whether you're traveling, whether you're home, whether you've just woke up from your sleep, wherever you are, taking bath, eating, in your mind something is going on. And that something is, what will I do today? Oh, I have to go somewhere, I have to meet someone, or I need a glass of water, I'm hungry. Your own mind, you are talking all the time, though your mouth is closed, your expressions are not there. That is called communication. When we internally talk and internally make communication. Now, this is where we call thought gathering. So the first thing about communication is gather good thoughts about what you want to speak. So before opening a mouth, I should know what is in my mind, what am I to say, whether I want to convey a particular thing or not. A thinkless conversation, a conversation which is not thought of, when we just blah 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 to someone, we always are in the wrong side. We don't know what we are talking, and sometimes we talk something which can hurt others, which can be very stupid, which can make people feel that this person is talking something which is not what you call acceptable. And all these reflect on your personality. So the first process in communication is your mindset. What you are thinking. If I want a glass of water, I should know whether I want a glass of water for washing my face, for cleaning my hands, or for drinking, whether I want it cold, whether I want it hot, whether I want it in a glass or whether I want it in a katori or a chammach. What I just say pani lao. Now what pani lao? Pani lao is something which is very vague. If I am clear in my mind, if a good communicator, I should say, can you give me a glass of water for drinking? Can you give me a clean glass of water? Can you give me chilled water? See, it makes a difference. Maybe we think it doesn't matter, but it does matter. It makes you feel that there is something which is called clarity. So the second thing is oral communication. From mental communication, when we come down to oral communication, then we must know what am I talking, whether my words are clear to the person to whom I am talking, whether the person is understanding or not understanding. I have seen many scholars, I have seen many people who talk, who are excellently well educated, well experienced, but they do not know that they are not to make their own intelligence felt to others, but they are supposed to make a person understand. So the thing is that communication goes in the language of the person, the audience to whom you are speaking. You must have seen there are orators who are very good, who are big scholars, but sometimes you sit in the lectures and whatever they're talking flies over your head. You don't make head or tail out of it. Not that they don't know, they are using excellent phrases, excellent words, excellent examples, but unfortunately they have not judged the audience to whom they are speaking. So whatever they are speaking goes something beyond. So that is where I say that when your thoughts go to your mouth and the voiceover comes, the voiceover should be so balanced, so well thought of, that you use the words which can be understandable to the person, your audience, the person to whom you are speaking. Take the example, you are speaking to a little child and you are using your normal language. The child gets nothing out of it, he doesn't understand. But if you use the language the child understands, the way the child can really pick you up, you will find the child reacting to you very well and adhering to what you want to say. Similarly, you are a very educated person living in a city, you go to a village and you are trying to make them understand a certain point. You have to get down to your audience level when you speak out your words. If you can get down to the words which they understand, you will find the acceptance level is much higher and they will be your very good listeners. They will be able to understand your point of view very well. Now we come down to the third part of communication. We have talked about thinking, that is mentally, then we came down about speaking, and now I'll come down to the third part, that is expression. That is what we call visual. Now visual is very important in communication. You may be very soft to a person, but if you have a very hard expression on your face, you don't have a smiley expression on your face, the person does not understand whether you are cutting a joke with him or you are making a fool out of him, or whether you are seriously in a jovial mood with a person. Similarly, you must have seen, if we are angry, we have a certain expression. If we are talking something about sadness, the voiceover plus the expression goes little sad. So expression, the way we are expressing ourselves, the facial expression, the eyes, everything matters. It is a communication. Again, this we call visual communication. What a person is looking at you and understanding. Sometimes we don't even utter a word, but we just shake our head like this, no. Somebody is giving you something and you say, no. That means he has understood that you don't want it. Similarly, yes, there are very small gestures which help. So communication is not only thinking, speaking, but also expressions. Also how you express yourself, how you tell people what you are doing. Then we come down to the body movements, which is also very important communication. How you carry your body, how you use your hands, how you use your other parts of the body makes your communication effective. In communication, it's not only your mouth that you can speak very well or reading very well. Suppose you're reading a poem to a group of students or audience. Now the expressions that you use, not only in your voice, but in your tones, but the way your face goes up and down, the way your eyes go up and down, the way your hands move with the movement of the words that you're using makes you a good communicator. You must have seen the excellent communicators of the world and those who can keep the crowd really what you call, very, very attracted to them are those who have excellent hand movement, excellent expressiveness and excellent what you call voiceover. Now again on the voiceover, I like to tell you something about communication. The voiceover is monotonous when you speak a very effective thing in the same tone. That means you go on talking, but your voice is neither up nor down. There is no variation in the sounds. There is no clarity in the sound. So people find it too monotonous and you'll find people diverting here and there when you are communicating. It could be in the family circles, it could be in your group communication, it could be while you are delivering a lecture or while you are in a seminar or in a interactive state somewhere. So it is very necessary that according to the matter that you are trying to convey, your voice modulation, the voice goes up and down, slow and steady at various points depending on what is exactly needed, what you are trying to convey. If I am trying to convey something very emphatically, then my hand goes stiff and I say, no, I want it done. Please see that it is done. So my voice takes a very strong. So I have seen people with excellent text, but when they speak, they go on like gun 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 gun. Have you ever heard a lullaby? That is Lori. Lori is always sung or is always said in one tone which goes same tone, because it puts you to sleep. It makes you feel that now yes, that's enough, now I have to go off to sleep. But you don't want in your lecture, in your communication, please, people to sleep over or lose interest in you. So art of communication says that your voice over, whatever you're speaking, must be up and down, variation in voices, which in technical language we call modulation of voice, is very, very important for any person who is using a language. There are times you are speaking to your elderly people, you use a certain mellow voice. You use a voice which has respect and regard into it. You are speaking to your friends, you use a very casual language and a very casual way, laugh, talk, say anything. Sometimes even raise your voice, sometimes you go and even use your hands on your friend. That's a different story. So, but unless you have a communication which surrounds around your mindset, your mouth, your speaking habits, your what you call association of your body with what you're speaking, the communication becomes absolutely ineffective. So, to learn the art of communication, communication, as I said you in the beginning, is the property of everybody. Even a little baby communicates. When he's born, he cries and he goes on crying till you know what is the problem and quieten him down. But remember one thing, communication as you grow is an art. You impress people with your communication. You become popular with your communication. If you are a good communicator, your popularity is high. People want to surround you, people love to talk to you. But if you are a very monotonous communicator, a very normal communicator, despite all your knowledge, people will listen to you for few minutes and their attention starts getting diverted from one end to the other. So, communication needs to be developed. And how do we develop this art? Communication we develop by certain points. Number one, we must learn. I think if I was to tell my students who are, I understand the audience at the moment, that you have to develop your communication, the first thing you should do is to find a mirror. Mirror is your best friend. Stand before the mirror, sit before the mirror and talk something or read a book which has ethos, which has smiles, which has laughter, or read anything you like and see whether you are reading in the right tone or you're not reading in the right tone, or whether you are, this was like this, this was like this, this was like this, this was like this. No, this is wrong. Whether you can put emphasis. If you have seen in any write-up, there are commas, there are full stops, there are colons, there are question marks. Now, all these marks have been created in grammar to provide emphasis on the communication. Now, wherever there is a comma, we take a breath. Where there is a full stop, we look up and we see that people are ready to go to the next para. Where there is a question mark, we say, so this happened. Your voice must collaborate with these exclamation marks. Unless you can do that, your communication is not proper. So sit before a mirror 5 minutes every day, look at yourself, read, and if possible, hear your own voice. Read loud. If you were a baby and you have seen in the nursery classes or in the small, even on the roadside when we go for the schools, earlier we didn't have such sophisticated nurseries. We had children just sitting on the ground and Master Ji just shouting aloud, ek, do duni char, char duni aat, like this. He is using a voice and making you use a voice so that you can know how to control your voice. Now, when you hear your own voice, those who feel shy, how do I speak? People don't listen to me, my voice is low, I can't express, I can't impress people. The best tip is sit before a mirror, properly dressed up so that you know that your vision, how you look, your visual is also acceptable. Not that you come ruffled up from the bed and sit and start saying, oh, I'm going to meet people and this is the speech I'm giving them, so let me prepare my speech. And no, the way you're going to give the speech, if you have to dress up properly, sit before the mirror on a straight chair and read out your speech aloud. Know your pauses, know your voice ups and downs, and wherever you feel that, no, I'm not able to judge myself all right, then please put a small tape recorder with you. You can have tape recording of your voice. Now, to even your mobiles have recording system. You don't have to pick up a recorder out somewhere. Put your mobile on the recording mode and record yourself and then play it. You yourself will find out your faults. You don't have to find anybody. You will say, oh God, ये मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? यहाँ तो मैं बिल्कुल ही फ्लैट हो गया. So your voice is something which you yourself can control. If you feel no, I cannot control, I am a very self-centered person and I'm going to always say I'm right, then please ask somebody in your house, some friends, to sit with you and be positive. Let them point out where are you going wrong. And be very, very acceptable with them. If they say, look, I think you not made an impression by using this word. Your pronunciation of this word was very wrong. You were not able to express yourself. Listen to them. Go on correcting yourself. So this is what we call art of speaking. So we call it, in communication, art of speaking is something which is extremely, extremely important, because wherever we go, we need to speak. Then the second point for improving your communication or skills of communication that I want to tell you is, do not use harsh words. This is something we learn. You know, we use abuses, we sometimes use very hard words. There are certain things called soft words. Now, what are these soft words? They are there in all languages, may it be Hindi, may it be Urdu, English, Tamil, any language you name. Every language has its soft words. And what are these soft words? They are thank you, sorry, may I, could I. And these are the words which make your speech very, very acceptable. That shows you are a good communicator. You can make an impression on others. So try to master sorries and thank yous for your routine lifestyle. This will improve your communication skill. Now, if I was to go back and give you a little example, now all of us, if we look into our own selves, how do we use these words, sorry, thank you, a good smile? We use them very, very, what you call, rarely. Some people say, no, मैं तो हमेशा हंसता हूँ. That's a different story. But do we have a smile on our face? Are we cheerful? Do we know how to say sorry or thank you to everyone we come across? No. It is an artificial thinking for us. I'll give you an example. Somebody comes into your house and gives you something, then you prompt your child, बच्चे थैंक यू बोलो, बच्चे सॉरी बोलो, बच्चे आपने गुड मॉर्निंग नहीं बोला, बच्चे आपने नमस्ते करो, या इनको बच्चे इनके पास जाओ, इनसे बात करो. Why do we have to prompt that? Should be a part of our communication, part of our lifestyle. So right from the childhood, the communication art needs to be developed. The child must learn these things from the very beginning. And how do they learn? Now, if your teachers learn to say sorry and thank you to you for smallest gestures, you will also pick up that language. If the people surrounding you learn this art, you will also get this art. So these are habits. They are not artificial words which we think, oh, अब मुझे thank you कहना है, अब मुझे sorry कहना है, क्योंकि मैं एक इंटरव्यू में हूँ तो beg your pardon कहना है, या मैं अब एक इंटरव्यू में गया हुआ हूँ, या मुझे अपने बॉस को इम्प्रेस करना है, yes sir, thank you sir, sorry sir. No, these are the soft words which are meant as a part of your communication lifestyle. And as a communication lifestyle, you use with your peon, you use with a person on the road. He gives you a glass of milk, you buy something from a vendor, say thank you bhaiya. What's wrong in saying a thank you? You're making him feel good, making him believe, oh, saab to bahut acha hai. Somebody opens a door for you, thank you. Somebody takes you in the lift, when you come out, say thank you bhaiya. Small little thank yous, small little sorries. You have touched somebody, you have hurt somebody with your hand. Just the sorry word should be almost like bulging out of your mouth. They become a part of your lifestyle. This is called art of communication, a skill development. And how are we using it now? We lock our smiles, our thank yous and sorries and good manners, everything under lock and key into our cupboards. The moment somebody comes into our house and somebody says, भैया वो आए हैं आपसे मिलने, अच्छा अच्छा अभी आता हूँ, we do what? We become best of ourselves, open the cupboard, chipkao the smile on us, wear the best of our clothes, and carry with us the load of thank you भी उठा लो, sorry भी उठा लो, please भी उठा लो, सारे अच्छे words अपने अंदर टांग लो और बाहर जाके हेलो जी, हाउ आर यू जी. This is what I say is not communication, is not something which you need to use occasionally. A good communicator, a skilled communicator, art of communication is something which is born into you, which is grows into you, which you have to develop and develop as a part of yourself. When we develop communication as a part of ourselves, then we become a acceptable personality. People start accepting us. People like our company. And one thing I tell you, that good communication is contagious. If I use good communication with someone, gradually that person will also learn my communication and we use the similar communication with me. He knows that I would not tolerate a bad communication. So he will take care, maybe occasionally, and gradually he'll develop a habit that whenever he comes to me, he will learn to say thank you or sorry or please, or learn to stand properly or sit properly. But if you are like that ruffian type, then the persons you come across will also become ruffians as you are. So communication is something which is with us, surrounding our personality 24 hours. It is a part of someone's gestures which others appreciate or which others like to see into you. Now many of the little ones sometimes are taught these things, but I am very surprised, and many of them we learn कि हमारा बच्चा क्या स्कूल से सीख के भैया पोएम बोलना ट्विंकल ट्विंकल लिटिल स्टार, या हमारा बच्चा गाना गा रहा है या उसने एक पोएम सीख ली है. But do we ask ever, बच्चे have you learned this 5 good words from the school? You have to seek, माँ क्या मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, माँ क्या मुझे आप खाना दे सकती हैं, माँ मुझे आज ये खाने का मन लग रहा है, माँ थैंक यू वेरी मच, माँ आपने मेरी बस्ता उठा दीजिए प्लीज़ मुझे. These are very common words, but how many of us use them? So go into your introspective, look into your own personality. These are very little things that I am trying to express and tell you today, because I am only conducting something on what is art of communication. Art of communication is very simple, which we all can develop without even much texting. We don't have to read big books. I've seen people, oh, such and such book in the library, oh, such and such thing, oh, read that article, read that thing. I don't recommend all that thing. You can look at people who are good communicators, you can copy them out, you can find out, you can develop some things on your own, that what are the gestures in which you are acceptable, what are the gestures we are not acceptable. Now many of the students ask me a question, ma'am, how do we know that we have this art in us? Now I'll prove that you all have it. I suppose you are a group of students and we are all going out somewhere, and I decide, come on bache, we are going out and having a cup of tea. And you all are very happy, the weather is very beautiful, and we decide to go out, and there is a tuck shop on the roadside, and we go there, and I said, order tea for everyone, and we are going to have tea. You all will start talking loudly, प्याला उठाएगा, कटर मटर चम्मच फेंकेगा, कोई उसको चिल्ला के बोल रहा है चाय पी ले, कोई कैसे पी रहा है कैसे पी रहा है. You are there. Another half an hour, we finish the tea there. I call a bus and I said, all of you please sit in the bus. And we are going to go to a 5-star hotel to have a cup of tea. You are the same crowd. I haven't done anything to you. Only I have decided to take you to the 5-star from a roadside canteen. You will first of all resent, ma'am आज नहीं कल चलेंगे, क्यों? You are not dressed for the occasion. No, आज ही चलेंगे. I insist, नहीं अभी चलेंगे. चलो, आप गए, आप उतरेंगे, उतरने से पहले आप अपने आप को 2 बार देखेंगे, ऊपर से नीचे तक देखेंगे ही नहीं, आप अपने बालों को इधर उधर करेंगे, थोड़ा सा अपने हाथों को भी ठीक करेंगे, और सडनली आपकी बातें विस्पर्स में बिलीव चली जाएंगी। आप कोई चिल्लाएगा ना, अबे तबे बोलेगा ना, कोई डर्टी कम्युनिकेशन करेगा, आप ही हैं वो। यू विल सडनली टर्न इनटू जेंटलमैन। हाउ? Who taught you? The way you walk, the way you conduct yourself, you are the same people. And when you come and sit over a cup of tea, you'll find you'll raise your cup very politely, nicely, sip it well, keep it well. You'll see that you don't spill anything. All your manners come. How do they come? Who taught you in half an hour? Everything. I didn't do it. You didn't go to any book. You didn't go to your house, you didn't go to your mother, or you didn't go to anybody else to learn them. This proves we all have it here in our own selves. It's for us. Sometimes the surroundings help us, the type of people we move with. You move with ruffians, you become a ruffian. You move with decent people, educated people, you move with your family, the way the language they use, you can correct them. Don't use this language, this is not good. But if you don't do it, you also adhere to it. And gradually all these things get embedded into your personality. And you learn to use these things. And what happens that without your own effort, sometimes in a good company also, you use this rough communication, which makes a person feel, what a background, kahan se aaya ye? What is his background? What sort of a personality this person is carrying? So please remember, we have a lot inside here. We are not born, with mannerism. Mannerisms are learned. Communication skills and art are developed. You have communication, God has given you communication skill. Now to make it into an art, to control people, to impress people, to develop in you a art, something which people like to look into you, something that makes you welcome in every party. The moment you walk into a group, people say, oh, so and so, come on now, he's a nice person. Now another part of personality or another part of communication is your smile. Now in every lecture that I give to anyone or wherever I go, I only tell people a good expression on the face. Smile is not something that you pick and choose and put on you. A smile is a small little expression, a face which is a welcoming face. You must have seen certain people have very, very charming faces, not because they're very beautiful, they are not Aishwarya Rais, they are not somebody who's Miss India or Miss Universe, no. But still you find that they have a very charming, you like to look at them. When they're talking, you like to look at their face, you like to look at their eyes. Why? Because they have an expression, they have a peculiar type of glow on their face. And that is because they feel good. Keeping a smiley face does not mean laughing, it does not mean giggling, it means just a little soft expression on your face, which we keep on you. Now, when we smile, I would like you to experiment it with you. Go to a mirror, stand before the mirror and smile. Just smile. Little bit of smile, you find your cheekbones going up here. And when your cheeks go up here, when you smile, see the cheeks come here. There is a shine on your cheek. And with this shine goes into your eyes. Watch your eyes when you're smiling. There's a sparkle in your eyes. There's a peculiar sparkle. Please experiment it yourself. And with the sparkle, with the smile and your cheeks going up in a glow, see how nice you're looking. Your whole get up changes. So please, smile is something like which you wear. When we say, oh, he is wearing a very beautiful smile, or he is wearing a dirty smile, we use the word wear in English, which का मतलब होता है पहनना, कोई चीज़ जो मैं पहननी है. अगर हम कपड़े पहनते तो she is wearing a very nice dress, we wear it. अब स्माइल को भी अगर हमें वेयर करना है और हम उसे घर में भूल जाएंगे तो आप बताइए इसका क्या होगा, फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन का ये जो कम्युनिकेशन फेस से जारी उसका क्या होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा। तो ज़रूरी है कि जैसे हम बिना कपड़ों के एक दिन चले जाएं तो सी क्या आपका हाल होगा, कौन लोग कहाँ से शुरू होंगे और कहाँ तक आपको ले जाएंगे। इसी तरह से ये वेरिएबल चीज़ होती है। सो फॉर ए कम्युनिकेशन स्माइल, a smile does not mean laughter. An expression, it's an expression of your face, where your face is glowing, where you have a welcoming face, where people want to accept you. Please, please learn these small little tips that I am giving you. Another tip that I want to give you is never, never use a pointed finger to anyone. This is the worst thing you can do. You know, you stab people with your fingertips. You must have seen many people have a tu chup, tune kyun kya? He's doing that, he's doing that. It's a very, 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 very bad thing in communication world. Because when you point finger at somebody, that means you are stabbing that person with your expression. Don't do it. You can use your hand, you can say something, you can use your expressions, but pointing fingers is something which shows you are a bad communicator. I would like you to watch some of the communicators you admire. And I admire lots of communicators, not only Indian but foreign also. And I learn a lot of things out of them. You will never find them using a finger. No. They can use a finger like this, but never point a finger towards anybody. Absolutely wrong in communication world. So in the field of communication, if I was to bring back to you, think, use your inter-communication before uttering a word. When you have thought of something, then bring it to your mouth, say it. But when you say it, your expression, your facial expression, your hands, your body movement should collide, coincide with whatever you are saying. You can't be, praising someone and still having your eyes like this. आप बड़े अच्छे लग रहे, आप अच्छे लग रहे, तो they should be here in my eyes, on my face, आप अच्छे लग रहे, आप बहुत अच्छे लग रहे. See the difference it makes. So all expressions, you can correct yourself in the mirror, make mirror your best friend. अकेले मिरर के सामने तरह तरह की सिचुएशंस बनाइए, उसमें बात कीजिए, फिर आपको लगे अरे यार मैं ऐसे करता हूँ, मुझे यूँ लगता है, how bad. The person must be thinking, what about me? And you will realize, yes, communication is something which is grown, which grows from inside, which is copied from a good communicator. You see a good communicator, well, we are in the modern world today and our own Prime Minister is one of the biggest examples. Have you ever seen him speaking? The expression, the smile he has on his face, the hand movement he has, the voice modulation, he almost what you call mesmerizes the audience. He has the same substance which lots of people have, and he is giving you certain things which many people teach you, many people tell you, but there are people who say these things but are not able to communicate to your heart, not communicate to your mind. They don't impress you. Here is this man, he's speaking, maybe you oppose his ideas to anything, but still you want to listen to him. Why? He is a very, very good communicator. He is not the only example. There are tons of people who are very good communicators. And communicators are not only those who are at big places giving lectures. Communicators are at home, how you communicate with your kids, how you communicate with your family, how do you behave with your parents, how do you behave with your grandparents, what languages do you use with them, do you sometimes put a soft hand on their shoulder? You must have seen their expressions in the hands, in your eyes, in your mouth. Before even uttering a word, the way you are dressed up for the occasion, it has something it conveys to you. you've gone out for a function, the way you are dressed up, why do you used to wear all these jazzy clothes in all the marriages? You're conveying that you are a part of the whole festivity. You could also wear something very stupid and go there. No, you still think this is my best, let me wear my best and be a part, because you want to be part of the other people. You want to convey to them that yes, I am also one of you in your happiness, in your festivity. Similarly, please, there are teeny weeny things in life which make you go up in your communication. Kindly stick on to them. I give you 2 tips, mirror. I give you another tip, voice modulation. Now I give you a 3rd tip. The 3rd tip is look into your own total personality. That is how you are dressed up. Dressing is generally not a matter of money all the time. Many of us have that impression that we dress up if we have money. हम पैसा ही नहीं है तो हम कैसे तैयार हों? लोगों के पास तो बढ़िया बढ़िया कपड़े होते हैं, 50 जोड़ी कपड़े होते हैं. जिनके पास 50 जोड़ी होते हैं, कई बार आप उन्हें देखिए वो भी इतनी शैबली ड्रेसअप हुए होते हैं. इट्स नॉट द, you can even with your one shirt, with your one dress, learn to dress up well. All you need is cleanliness, hygiene, acceptability, how you carry your clothes on you. It's not that what are the labels of your clothes, what are the brands of your clothes. If you can carry even the most shabby cloth that you have properly, if you know how to wear it, if you know कि मुझे लटकाना नहीं है अपने ऊपर, ये मेरे ऊपर बर्डन नहीं है, मुझे इससे अपने आप को ब्यूटीफाई करना है, मुझे इसको प्रॉपरली पहनना है. कोई बात नहीं, मेरी साड़ी है वो कहीं से फटी हुई है, कोई बात नहीं, मैं उसको ऐसे पहनूंगी, रैप करूंगी कि शायद वो फटा पोर्शन नज़र ना आए, और ये अगर आ भी रहा है तो इस ढंग से नज़र आए कि वो साफ़ सुथरी तो है साड़ी. ये तो नहीं कि मैं अब फटी हुई है तो चलो 5 दिन तक कपड़े धोऊंगी ही नहीं, उसी में रोज़ रैप होकर आ जाऊंगी. Cleanliness, hygiene, your nails, cleanliness of your eyes, your mouth, your ears, your habits like putting your hand into your nose, rubbing your ears, then playing all the time with your fingers, your nails grown and dirty. चलिए लंबे भी हो गए हैं, नहीं काटने का टाइम मिला, एटलीस्ट सुबह जब हाथ धोते हैं तो उनकी सफाई तो होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि जब हम बात करते हैं तो हमारे हाथ आगे पीछे जाते हैं. ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें होती हैं. एवरीथिंग दैट यू हैव ऑन यू इज़ ए कम्युनिकेटर. Some are artificial communicator, some are natural communicators. Natural communicators are those which are given to you by God, your features, your body, your hands, your fingers, your legs, everything, your ears, your nose, everything. Where artificials are which we put to make these things brighter, like you wear a ring, you put on the earrings, you decide to make your hair in a particular style, you brush your hair in a particular way, the way you put on the clothes, the colors you wear, the way you, pick up a thing. Some people put lipstick, some people don't put lipstick, some put a bindi, some don't. These are called artificial way of communicating things to you. So please remember, communication is the first and foremost thing that each one of you has to learn. Communication is not something which you say, मेरे पास तो है ही नहीं communication. अरे भाई, तुम्हें तो भगवान ने दिए communication. अब उस communication को अच्छा बनाना, बुरा बनाना, make it into a skill based communication or an artistic communication, or you become an art, you develop, it's an art with you. It's like an education which you get from childhood, from your school, from your family. Even if it is too late, you haven't got it, you say हमारे यहाँ तो किसी को पता ही नहीं था. There is never a thing called I am late in life. In communication skills, you are never late in life. You can develop them, learn them, even at the smallest possible way, at any age. Even if you're very old, and if you say, Arey, if you're a very sick person, 80, 90, lying in the hospital, maybe there's nothing for you. The way you carry yourself, the way you communicate with the nurses and the people at home who are looking after you is an art. How they look after you is only because how you communicate with them. If you become hostile, if you become bad, don't expect others to do it. So communication is something which is an interaction. The way I communicate, I expect the others to communicate. Over a period, gradually, the others will also communicate the way I communicate. It is a contagious thing. You learn communication from people. You try to copy others' communication. You must have seen कई बार फिल्म देखने हम जाते हैं, मूवी के अंदर एक स्टाइल होता है जिससे हीरो बोल रहा है, तो बच्चे वही स्टाइल कॉपी करने लगते. क्यों करने लगते? बिकॉज दे थिंक ये बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है ये करते हुए, मैं भी ऐसे ही करूँगा तो अच्छा लगेगा. You must have seen the way Shah Rukh Khan puts his hands on. Lots of people I've seen while talking in the colleges use that style. They've learnt it. It's never too late to learn something good. So please remember, you don't have to mug up big books. You don't have to mug up long, what you call library times. You don't have to learn by your reading. Yes, there are beautiful articles on communication on your computers. It's a computer age. You can go to Google's, put in communication. You can say oral communication, and tons of tips you'll find there. Similarly, you click on to written communication, you'll find lots and lots of tips. Similarly, expressions, and they'll tell you with photographs up there. You can see those also. This is also a lesson for you to improve yourself. But please, I would like to insist on this lecture that each one of us, whatever be the age group, whether we are on the teaching side, we are on the learning side, where we are children, where they are housewives, whether we are anywhere, art of communication is something which makes or bars our personalities. So the base of personality lies in art of communication.
Definitely, art of communication is what we are studying today. In fact, I was so engrossed in the lecture that I started thinking what I should do and what I should not do. And this session appears to be very, very productive to me, as it took me to the other world. The world sometimes we forget and we think that what we are doing right now is right. But such a thought-provoking session sometimes appears to be very, very interesting, and sometimes they instill a new thought, a new feeling into you, and you feel that you have revived once again. And for this, I would like to thank Mrs. Nirmal Bhatnagar for giving us a very, very prolific session where I not understood the entire concept of living, that is the art of communication. But I hope that all the students who might be watching us right now would be benefited from it. These are the very, very, I would say, the general points. We sometimes say, yes, I know this. Yes, I work on it, but still we forget them and we skip them. But I believe that from now onwards, you are going to work on these keywords, these key points, and you are trying to make better out of you. As ma'am, you have yourself said that we try to prompt children.
Yes.
Do this, do that, don't do this. This means that our own lifestyle is not up to the mark. We are not living that lifestyle. For the parents, what you would like to say, that should we act like a parents, or should we act like a human being in front of the children?
You should give them as an example. If I use please word with my children all the time, I'm sure they learn to use please word. If I tell them, nahi, ye to चौकीदार है, इसको तो ऐसे नहीं बोलना है, इसको तो ऐसे ही बोल दो. If I say two words to चौकीदार, if I don't say thank you to चौकीदार who's come back to give me back my car keys, if I say thank you भैया, then the child will also learn. So I feel that elders must act as examples. It's very necessary. Same is the case with teaching staff. I feel that the teaching staffs many times have this complaint, children have become rude, they don't know how to talk, the children are becoming rough, But how? From where? Of course, if they've not learnt at their home, then it's time that you should make them learn. If I use the word please and thank you and good words with them, I'm sure gradually know that they cannot be rough with this particular teacher. So I feel that everywhere, wherever we go, and one thing I want to like to mention here as a last word on your lecture is that when we use these good words, we are giving pleasure to others. A small little good, a small little good morning, a small little namaste makes such a big difference to the person to whom you are giving. I sometimes feel, when I travel in a lift, go up on an office, and the liftman is there and we're waiting for the lift and he's whole day going up, down. You just say, Bhaiya, achhe ho, aur kya hal chal hai? Just this little small good word reflects on him, and he waits for you. And the next day you come, he will say, ma'am, good morning, and a little smile at him. What makes you not smile at a person? While you are asking for a cup of tea, you say, Bhaiya, chai bahut achhi banai hai. Does it make a difference? How much time did you consume? These are very small things, but the person, you don't have to advertise yourself. I am so and so, so and so, so and so. People advertise you. Your brand is sold by the people if you have good communication skill. Art of communication makes you popular, makes your brand popular. You don't have to tell people who you are. People start recognizing you by telling your friends and their friends, "Arey wo to bahut acha hai, wo to bahut acha hai." So somebody, your word of mouth is going up and down, making you popular day by day.
Definitely, as you have rightly said, whether good or bad or rich or poor is what we are made all because of our behavior, of our habits, of our communication skills. Ma'am, we talk about the voiceovers also, the way we talk. So, what should be the normal pitch or the pitch should one adopt while talking to anyone?
Listen, it is very necessary now that we are not talking in details about talking, but I would like to tell you here. Now, when we speak, you must have seen that half of the words we pick up go into the mouth. We don't open our mouth. We don't formulate the word. So what happens is that when we are talking to people and we feel we are looking very demure and very this thing and mumble words into the mouth only. We don't use our lip movement. We don't use our mouth movement. The words do not have very effective impression on others. So clarity of words. Clarity comes when you are using the inner portion of your mouth, the organs which are inside your mouth like your tongue. The last word of the word, tongue, your mouth, your lips, your teeth, the whole organs given inside your lips we use, and we use good use of them for expressing something. And then one more thing about these speaking is, and voices, do not use very long words, because that is that I am trying to show my scholarly inputs to others. So, communication is not what you call show off. Communication is meant for the person who are your listeners. It is meant for the audience. It is not meant for yourself. If you are speaking for yourself, use whatever you want. You want to show I am a very educated person, I am a learner, I am this and I am that, I have read Shakespeare, I have read Bernard Shaw, I have done this. Do it for yourself. But if the person I am talking to does not know Shakespeare, if he has never been to London and does not understand those hi-fi words of London, I am wasting my communication on that person, because he will never understand. So whenever we are talking, whenever we are speaking, make sure that you use the expressions which the other person can visualize. Most of the time I have seen when we lecture around, the students, we use expressions from places which students cannot visualize at all. If we were to use examples from the surroundings which students have, they would understand the concepts very well. So what communication, art of communication is when we pick up the things which is understandable by your audience. So the crux of the whole thing is that entire communication, whether it is oral, visual, whether it is audiovisual, whether it is anything, is meant for the audience, the target audience to whom you are addressing your communication to. So if we have that in mind, that I am not doing it for myself, I am not writing this article for myself, I am writing it for a reader whose IQ level is this, then you will be a success. Similarly, communication is when I am speaking. If I know I am speaking to a group of people on the roadside, I must use the language, my style, my way of talking, making them feel, yes, I am one of you. The moment I can give them that feeling in communication, I am one of you, you will find they all will listen to you, they'll accept you, they'll admire you, they'll like you. I was giving you an example of some of the leaders. They really make you feel कि oh, they like us. ये हमारी बात कर रहे हैं. हम भी बोलते तो ऐसे ही बोलते. मेरे मन में भी यही था, मैं भी ऐसे ही बताता. तो जब हम अपने आप को इक्वेट कर लेते हैं ऑडियंस से, that is what we call is the success story of communication.
From this, I could well perceive the last thought you have given over here. जब जिससे मिलिए उसके लिए उसकी जैसा हो जाइए.
बिल्कुल.
So the world will be all yours and people will start loving you.
I think you have summed it up very well, because this is what you see, कि जब तक आप अपने आप को दूसरे के ढांचे में नहीं ढालोगे, अपनी शू शाह में रहोगे, तब तक कुछ नहीं हो सकता. आपको अपने आप को सुनने वाले के ढांचे में ढालना ही होगा. जैसे तुम कहते हो, जैसे जैसे मिलो वैसे वैसे बनो. I think that was something very well said, and that is what we should be as a successful communicator. So that's what we say. Few tips on art of communication.
Exactly, art of communication, that is the art of living, what we have been talking since 1 hour, and our objective is you to give a platform to give you general tips so that you can follow these tips, and with the help of these tips a difference could be made out. I mean, I would say that you could make a difference into others' life. That should be your goal too, and we are trying to make difference in your life by conducting such sessions. Dear friends, I hope that you might have liked today's lecture. If you want to give your feedback regarding this particular lecture, then you can mail us at info.cec@nic.in. If you have any queries, then also you can mail us. The next time when Mrs. Nirmal Bhatnagar visits our studio, we would love to solve your queries. We would love to give you more and more suggestions, more and more ideas, so that it would help you out. And if you want to access this lecture once again, then very soon we are going to upload it on YouTube, with the help of which you can access this lecture number of times you wanted, as well as you can suggest your friends also to watch these lectures. So we would be meeting again tomorrow and would be discussing on one other aspect where you can think of, where you can act, where you can react. So we would be meeting again. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.